Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the chart behind me, which is of GameStop, ticker symbol GME. And so, following last week's video, we had a pretty great week closing on the day today, Monday, February 12th, at a price of $14.73. And so, during last week's video, that was following this red candle day here when we went down more than 8.5% on the day. That actually ended up being a fake out. I was expecting price to go lower to around $13, but it does look like we found support here. As you can see, this volume shelf, which I did point out in last week's video. I did not expect price to turn around so quickly, but that's what happened. We did get a fake out. And so I think that's pretty great that price has been moving up. And so, yeah, I'm just going to go over some levels that stand out to me moving forward. And so basically what I saw in last week's video was this retracement here. I've left on the 786 at a price of $13.28. I expected price to dip to that level. However, it did not do that. It turned around on the following day, Tuesday, February 6th, and then we got back above this uptrending level of support based on these two touch points here, and we have been residing above that. So I think that's really good. I think that it's great that that level is acting as support again. And what happened is it looks like we just dropped down to fill this gap at $13.55. So now that gap is behind us. We don't have to worry about it. So I think that's actually a really good thing that we did dip to that level. So we don't have that gap looming, in our rear view mirror. We can now go higher. But, looking at the current price action with these two wicks coming up here, it does look like we've seen some resistance above the current price of $14.73. Specifically, it looks like $15 has been acting as resistance. So right where the cursor is there, we've had a couple wicks above that level, but we've gotten rejected from there. So I do think that is not so great. We do want to be seeing a little bit more strength moving up to that level. But a couple things that do stand out to me as good, this orange line that I have marked here at $14.57, we have put two closes above that, so I do think that's good. And that level corresponds to the low of October 3rd. And as you can see, that acted as support over here. We've had some consolidation above that level as well. And so I do think that level is a key level to get to, but it's going to be a tough one to break above. As you can see, if I do throw up the volume profile, we do have a pretty nice amount of volume traded above that level, and so that is going to be acting as resistance. So it's not really much of a surprise that we have been getting rejected at this level. Not only $15 being a psychological level, but all of this consolidation acting as resistance makes a lot of sense. But then zooming in on the chart here, from this Fibonacci retracement coming from the top here at a high of $18.59, which was the high on December 19th, and then coming down to the low of February 5th when I put out that last video. So that retracement gives us some levels that could be helpful in identifying where price could be going to. And one of those is the 236 retracement at a price of $14.62. And as you notice, we did close above that today. And also on Friday, February 9th, we closed at a price of $14.66. So again, above that level. So I do think that is good. However, with these big wicks up, it doesn't suggest that we're showing a lot of strength. So it's quite possible we could be coming back to this uptrend, perhaps right around $14.25, somewhere around there, and test that as support. We could also be coming back to the red line at $14, that just being a psychological level. Test that as support, maybe get a wick down to it, but ideally getting closes above the uptrend, so that would still be acting as support. If, however, price does continue higher, other levels that we do want to be paying attention to, one being the 382 at a price of $15.38. Ideally, we can get a couple closes above that, but I do suspect we might get a rejection from there. However, these two wicks up, hitting highs of $15.23 and $15.22. Perhaps those are the rejections from this approximate level, and maybe we will see a breakthrough in the next few days, and then that level could be acting as support. And if that is the case, if we do get above $15.38, the next level is going to be $16. Not only that being a psychological level, which I have marked by the yellow line, that also being the 50% retracement of this Fibonacci. Pretty remarkable that it's right on the dollar there. So I do think that's going to be a pretty significant level. Hopefully by the end of this week, we are trading around there, but it's quite possible, like I said, we could be testing some of these levels, possibly to the downside, or just right around where we're at, testing them as support before getting up to 16. And then above that, I don't know that we'll be seeing it this week, but it is quite possible we get up to the 618, and that is at a price of $16.61. If we could get up there, I think that would be great, because then $16, this psychological level, would be below us, acting as support as we move higher. And so I do think that is going to be pretty key. As you can see over here, $16 was a pretty tough level to break above. And so if we can get above it and claim it as support, I do think that there's a lot of upside potential, like getting back up to $18 and hopefully blowing past this recent high of $18.59 would be great to get a close above that in the coming weeks or perhaps months. I do see that as a possibility as long as we hold above these levels and continue to make support at higher levels. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video and share your thoughts in the comments down below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.